Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'm a style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down, but it's loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash Nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. I'm vibe with the blue. I'm vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather, be weather, be tripping, starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. As usual. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this bad at board games. Whole world clueless, selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge the teller? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Ask what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter presents. Welcome to episode 203 of the Blerd Cave, the #1 comic book news stream in this or any other Earth in the multiverse. Which, by the way, I see y'all out here. I see y'all. Y'all been out here. Y'all been out here checking us out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google, Apple. Y'all know the vibes. And also, I've been seeing y'all been leaving us some ratings. I've been seeing a lot of 5-star ratings on Spotify. So let's keep that up. Let's keep it going. Let's build on that. Let's keep it pushing. So that way we can build up Earth's mightiest listeners as well as Earth's mightiest subscribers. Man, we got a lot to talk about today, Carter. But before we do, how are you? For those of you, for Earth's mightiest listeners, Carter
I just thought about that too. I just thought about that too.
It's a little visual podcast, and it's okay. It's okay, man. Because that's what the YouTube live is for, man. That's what the live is.
And I'm gonna end up accidentally cutting that part out, thinking that's where the intro started. When I go in there editing shit, man, yeah, I just thought about that. What up, people? How are you all doing on this amazing Saturday that I didn't know was Saturday?
He really didn't. He told me. I was like, how'd you not know? But see, this is how you know he a fancy little fancy mofos. Because he was like, man, I didn't know till I got in the car. I was like, what do you mean got in the car? He's like, on the dash. This man got the video screen in the dash. Fancy pants. I don't have that. I don't got a video screen in my dashboard. My wife does. I don't. My car is a 2012, sir. It is a 2012. It is 10 years old, a little over that. And yeah,
you're supposed to use her white privilege to your advantage, sir.
You know, it's funny. We did the reverse of it. And I think like there's a Blerd Cave. You go back into the ether. There was a Blerd Cave where I actually talked about the funniness of that because my wife has terrible credit. And she used my credit.
No. You're not just gonna act like you just didn't air her out like that for no reason whatsoever.
She knows. She admitted it. We used my credit to get her car.
Wow.
Because I have good credit somehow. I have no idea why. I don't know. But that said, I am great. I have a new chair. Y'all could probably a new chair. I had been sitting in a regular ass. Well, I won't say regular ass. I had been sitting in a folding chair for the past 2 or 3 weeks and have not enjoyed any piece of that. It was a fancy one, though. It was one of the fancy ones that had the cushion. You know what? Just regular ass, like folding chair they'd be hitting folks with in WWE. But no, it was like it was a soft chair. It was one of the soft ones, but still. Anyway.
Hold on. See, look at the fucking narrative you started. No, mailman. Carter is not. He is most definitely not living that Maybach life. I am not, sir. When I got my whip, I just said all I wanted was the rear view camera. That's all I asked. But now I didn't realize that I have my rear view camera. I got the touch screen. It's like a little tablet. I am not living a Maybach life. It's just a 2020 vehicle. That's all it is.
Okay.
That's all it is. And I probably can't even keep it long because California's trying to make it to where everybody got to be driving electric cars. So I don't even know how long I'm going to have that car. But I am not living the Maybach life. I'm waiting on the next Blerd Cave check as we speak. And the new month ain't even started yet. Okay, so we ain't finna act like I'm just living. No.
Bro, let me tell you something. When you said that, my dumbass started like itemizing in my head. I was like, did I forget to pay Carter?
Oh shit.
And then when you said you said the new month ain't started. That's why I was like, oh, okay, good. I was like, I couldn't remember. I legit couldn't remember. Sorry, I don't mean to air my wife out. Y'all, just that by her own admission, she will tell you she has terrible credit. You know what it is? It's not she has terrible credit. Let me be fair. She had no credit. Let's put it like that. She didn't have anything in her name, therefore she had no credit. So and I don't know if y'all know this, but having no credit is worse than having bad credit.
Yes, it is.
Is objectively worse. But no, but yeah, it is. Yeah, I didn't mean to do her dirty like that. I apologize. Also, if my baby is in here, I love you. She knows.
When dinner come and that plate get thrown at you, just you know what time it is. But no, Jerome, I do not have that Whole Foods. You know what? I have not been to Whole Foods, Ernie.
What?
I have not been to Whole Foods. I've been here since 2019.
How you live in Cali and you ain't been to no Whole Foods? I thought you were fancier than that, man. I'm disappointed.
You know the funny thing? I just found out from a coworker Friday, they got Aldi's up here. I might have to take a trip. I might have to find a quarter real quick to use a shopping cart. I might have to go to Aldi's.
Damn. This you had to have your Whole Foods quarter.
I just might.
Oh man. But it's wild though. Yeah, like I said, this file all of what we just talked about under the more you know. But speaking of the more you know, Carter, let's go ahead and get our first thing real quick. Let's get into let's do our first thing.
Okay.
Y'all, I know a lot of y'all are fans like I am.
Yeah.
Of Milestone Media, Dakotaverse, superhero Static. Some of you call him Static, some of you call him Static Shock. I will accept either answer. I call him Static because I didn't watch Static Shock like that.
Whoop, whoop.
That
was a Static Shock reference.
Yeah, that was.
The fans know what
they know. They know. But yes. So one of the things, and I feel like the reason why we're getting this out of the way first is because honestly, I feel like there's not really a whole lot here. And not just because it was a simple one-word answer given by James Gunn, but for those, on the off chance, you know what? Because I talk about this all the time. I always tell people it's never a good idea to just assume that people know what you're talking about. Like sometimes you have to operate under the assumption that people don't know what it is that you're talking about. But what I'm talking about here is the Dakotaverse character, Static, who is probably one of the most, I would actually say the most well-known and recognized Milestone Media characters. It looks like he is a part of the plan for the newly minted DC universe, the DCU, the DC Cinematic Universe, so to speak. And we know this, man, because of a little tweet, which, by the way, this actually brings up a rant that I was about to go into and Carter told me not to. Not because I shouldn't, but because we should have saved it.
Wait till we live. Yeah, wait till we live. Yeah.
So I just want to point out something, and I just want to point out how ugly and grotesque and entitled a lot of these nerds have become. So James Gunn just hanging out in Paris like you do, kicking it with his wife, kicking it with his friends and collaborators. One of which I think is pretty obvious in the shot here is Kumail Nanjiani. And he's like, and James Gunn just has a simple tweet, just like, day off in Paris, what fun. Everybody, look, I just want to pull this up. Look at, can y'all see that? Look at everybody, laughing, smiling. Everybody's having a good old time. But nope, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough for the DC faithful. That wasn't enough, Carter. You want to know why?
Why?
Because what's one of the first things you see underneath? It ain't, oh, how's Paris? Man, hope you have a great vacation. Man, really hope y'all are staying safe out there, man. You know, hey, God bless you and your wife and your friends, and your family, all that good stuff. No.
Why the fuck? No, why the fuck would they do that? They rich. They are. They don't give a fuck.
No. Well, I'm just saying. First question. Man, do y'all have any plans for Static or any other Milestone characters, animation, Elseworlds? Ain't nothing to do with Paris, France. I guess maybe the closest, I tell you what, the closest thing I'll give it is because Paris Island is a thing in the Dakota verse. But there's like, yeah, your vacation, that's cool and all. But what about this Milestone? Look, I cape for Milestone harder than probably any other content creator on this platform. I literally I've dedicated entire videos and playlists to Milestone, but even I'm not like I'd be like, hey, I'd at least have been like, hey, hope you're having a good time in, Paris, France, and, kicking it with your people. I'd at least said that first, damn.
And you know what's funny to me is just that these are the same people that were screaming at the top of their lungs about how he was ruining and killing and we're not going anywhere and Snyder this, Snyder that.
Oh, you remember when he posted a picture of his cat?
You know what? No, what?
Yeah, this was on, I think it was on both Twitter and Instagram, but he
posted. Is he bringing Goose to the DC?
No, he was posting a picture of his cat sitting in front of his monitor. And he was talking about how, he's putting the final touches on some stuff for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And folks lit him up. They're like, the DC universe is on fire right now. It's burning and smoldering, and you're just sitting here, showing us stupid pictures of your stupid cat. They're like, Henry Cavill is out of work right now, and you're sitting here showing us pictures of your stupid cat.
All right, real shit. And I mean this for everyone this for everyone who is watching. I mean this for everyone who is listening. If you all can find what he is talking about, send it to me. Because I got to see this.
Oh, yeah, dude, we talked about it.
If it's some shit you made up, then go off. But if it's some real deal, I almost said what I said about that couple before the show. If it's some, let me think of something funny. Some Rudy Poos out there that real deal feel like that. Somebody send me that tweet. I don't give a fuck where you listening to this. I don't care where you watching this. Somebody send me that tweet because that is wild.
No, Carter, we talked about it on the show before. I brought it up.
Boy hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Yo, let people be off.
Yes, please. Please let people be off,
bro.
Please.
Oh my goodness.
Because that's I'm not gonna lie, that is some whole dumb shit. But you know what I appreciate? I appreciate I love how James Gunn gave the dude an answer. He gave the dude an answer.
He did.
He answered him. But what I love about his answer is how succinct it was. Because it was literally just one word.
Yes.
Yeah. It was just like literally, yes. This is answer right here. Look, it's right here. Yes. Here, y'all look. I'm gonna zoom it in so y'all can really. Oop, that's a little too much. Yeah, right there. Yes, that's the answer. Nothing more. And I want to point out, dude asked more questions. He was like, "Oh, are they gonna be part of the main?" Like, did not get an answer. James Gunn said nothing else. He said nothing else. He said, "This is all you get. I am off. I am trying to enjoy time with my friends and family. Get up out my face, you pimple-faced nerd." He didn't actually say that, but I'm saying it for him.
Would it be wrong to call those people losers? He's entitled to free time. Damn, no, it would not be wrong to call those people losers. No. Like, okay, you know what? All the people that are begging and shit like that, all you motherfuckers that was begging Jonathan Motive and stuff, take y'all ass over there. Go beg James Gunn.
Yeah, James Gunn will give it to you.
Don't beg people over here, dog. Don't beg people over here, because James Gunn can either give you an answer, he can ignore you, or he can block you. Go over there.
Yeah, please.
Get y'all begging asses over there. Go over there.
Which I don't. So here's the thing. I want to say about this, because like, this is really all you can say. I'm not going to say that it should have been automatically known this, or just assume that Static was in the DCU, but I'm going to tell you why I wasn't surprised by this answer.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Hudlin literally had said they were making a Static movie, and they were making a new they were making a live action movie, and they were also making an animated movie featuring the all, like, you know, Icon, Rocket, Hardware, and Static.
So that was the question that immediately came up. Was this what Reggie Hudlin was talking about, or is this just a completely separate thing?
Yeah.
Because after that announcement, we hadn't heard anything else.
No. Well, I mean, let's be fair. They announced a Static live action movie like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2 years ago. I'll be fair. 2 years ago. And still nothing. And I feel like this is going to be one of those things. It's just going to take its sweet ass time. It'll be like, you know what it is? It's the way I like shit. It'll be out when it's ready. Like, you'll know when it's ready. They're like that. And honestly, I would prefer it. I don't want to hear nothing. Just every so often, just say, hey, yep, it's a thing. And
really can't,
carry on.
You really can't say it's going to be out when it's ready, though.
Well, no, I mean, you can because yes, you can. You can do that because here's the thing. You can want it, and you can feel entitled to want to know, but until they're ready to show us a trailer, they don't have to say shit.
So let me tell you why you were wrong with what you said. When it's ready, it'll come out. And this is just Carter being really mean-spirited. Batgirl was ready. I'm sorry.
No, apparently she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. No, I don't. But no,
that was the first thing that popped into my head. I love y'all. I'm sorry, but that was the first thing. Batgirl was ready, and that shit still got a boot.
Well, you know what? Okay, I'll give you that one. But the thing is, and actually, I'll tell you why. I'll actually give you the reason why I'm wrong. I'll give you a real reason why I'm wrong. Because black folks ain't gonna let James Gunn rest. They're gonna pester this man until, like, there could be a trailer out for it, and people still gonna ask the question: is it coming out? Is it coming out? Is this real? Is it part of the DCU? It could literally, James Gunn could put out a trailer right now with an actor in the role, not like a teaser, like a full-on trailer showing story elements and everything. And people would still be like, when is it coming out? Is it real? Is it part of the DC? It could literally say in the trailer, a part of James Gunn's DCU. People will still be on Twitter asking the same dumbass question. Is this part of the DCU? Is this part of the DCU? Is this part of the DCU?
I have a very unpopular opinion.
Go ahead, shoot. And I think I'm pretty sure we probably share the same opinion.
I bet we don't.
You might be surprised. Go ahead, shoot.
I'd rather it not be Static.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that too.
After reading the Milestone stuff.
But I'm gonna tell you where you're wrong, Carter. I'm gonna tell you actually, so we don't share the same opinion. I was actually gonna say I don't care if he's a part of the DCU. I actually don't want him to be a part of the DCU. I'd rather him just be
Dakotaverse stuff.
Yeah, I'd rather the Dakotaverse stand. That's where I thought you were going with it. But no, for me, I would rather he just be on his own. Like, I don't need Static hanging out with Batman and Superman and all that. I don't need that, because here's the thing. I want them to stand on their own.
Kind of like how
I feel like they should stand on their own.
Kind of like how he was saying that, like, Shazam was in its own little thing so it could live.
Right.
That's what you... Okay.
Yeah, I would rather... Like, you could say that, like, it's another Earth in the DCU, but I wouldn't want it to be... Like, if you just had to make it part of the DCU, I would say have it be its own, like, little multiverse thing or whatever. Or it could be a part of the main DCU, but I don't really just want them, like, going out of their way to be like, oh, hey, you got to go watch Man of Steel 8... or Superman Legacy 2 and Batman, or was it Brave and the Bold 9 to get what's going on instead. I don't want that. I just want the Dakotaverse to be exactly that, the Dakotaverse. Let those heroes, because they have so many heroes, and if it's a part of a grander universe, you know what that means, Carter? That means that there's less likely a chance that you'll see some of the characters people really want to see from the Dakotaverse. Yeah, you'll get Icon, Rocket, Hardware, Static, the mainstays, but that means you're probably not going to get Blood Syndicate. You're not going to get Shadow Cabinet, and even the characters that are tangential to the core Milestone characters will not get that much love either. So no, I would rather Dakotaverse be its own thing. Done. Cut the check. That's,
and I do apologize because Sir Yuri G, he just actually reminded me of something. I have to remember audio people. So audio people just heard me say, I don't want Static, and didn't hear shit else. But no, I would rather it, and I do apologize. I'm gonna get better at it. I swear I am.
Visual
but
podcasting.
I would rather, yes. I would rather, just because of the new Milestone stuff I've read, I would much rather see Icon and Rocket before I see Static. But everyone knows Static, so I completely understand why.
Static
I'm with
is the name.
You.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely with you. Let it be its own thing. It's proven to work.
Yes.
Look at Venom. And I'm gonna talk more about Venom when we get to another subject later on in the show. But Venom is still Marvel, but we over here.
It's over there. It's doing its own thing.
Yeah. So
if they did it like that,
fantastic.
Yeah. If they did it like that,
cut the check.
Yeah, cut the check. Cut the check on that shit.
Yeah,
I would
dope.
eat it up. I would eat it the fuck up. Please and thank you. If that were the thing, if that was actually in fact going to be the play, I would 100% sign off for it. So that said, let's get into some super chats real quick, because I know we got some in here that I want to address. Because regardless of whatever we talk about next, LJ Brown with the 2 pounds says Ernie and CB4 reference needs to be spoken about. Okay, so for those. So yeah, I just want to point out the video that I put out this week, the all new all black X-Men. I was being very tongue-in-cheek when I said it, but truth be told, there were more black media references. There was gonna be some fear of a black hat. And and some other stuff, but I went with CB4 because I figured that was going to be the one that people would be down with. Also, I don't know if anybody even caught the A Different World reference, but but no, yes, it was the thing. I did it, and you know what? I regret nothing. Bro, the edits on that Black X-Men vid hilarious. Thank you for that. I was out here, man. I was out here. I was smelling myself on that one. Not gonna lie. Let's see here. What else we got? Also got LJ Brown getting out here. Look, Carlos Johnson got getting that Blerd Club membership out here. We also got Roy Bob with the 2 says some PSA for folks' cave. Let folk be off. You goddamn right. Let them be off. Also with the $5 says Craig of the Creek said it best. Mind your business. By the way, I don't know if anyone in here is a regular watcher of Craig of the Creek. That show is amazing. Just putting that out there. That show taught me a lot about myself. There's an episode, Carter, where the dad, I don't know if you ever watched Craig of the Creek?
I have not.
There's an episode where Craig and his dad, or rather Craig's dad plays his fighting game. It's basically Street Fighter, but they can't call it Street Fighter.
Of course.
And Craig and his buddies are getting into it, but like his dad wants to like. He's like, oh, you getting into this? He's like, oh man, let me raise you and train you up. But every time they play, his dad just be straight up serving him. He'll even be trying to give Craig a chance. So Craig at the point where he just don't want to play with him no more. I was like, man, I've been there. I've been that dad. Now come here, sirs. I'm gonna put you on game. Let me train you up.
Y'all so low down. Y'all are so low down.
Oh Lord. Oh God. But no, that said, do we have anything else to say about the static stuff? Because I think that's all I really had to say about it.
No,
I think that's all I had. So let's move on to the next thing. Oh, by the way, man, we need to get them likes up, y'all. Can we please, thank you, get them likes up, please, thank you.
It costs absolutely nothing to like something.
Nope. We got 240 people here. I see 116 likes. Let's fix that, please. Please. That said, let's move on to our next thing. Carter, we got some Kraven the Hunter news. I love that. Some visual podcasts. I don't know if y'all can see Carter just looked tired when I said Kraven the Hunter. So for those of you who may or may not remember, there is in fact a Kraven the Hunter spinoff that has been in the works. It's been in the works for a while. Like this has been on the, I feel like this has been on the back burner for like 5 ever. But it's still on the way. It's still coming. It's I guess it's happening. Well, no, it is actually happening. So for those who have not been keeping up, Kraven the Hunter was, it was actually, this wasn't down. Okay, here's the thing. They've been trying to work on this since like, I won't say, this is going to sound weird. It sounds like active development. It actually wasn't. They were trying to develop a Kraven the Hunter movie going back to Amazing Spider-Man. Back during like when Andrew Garfield was in the role, they were trying to make Kraven the Hunter movie, and they just never got off the ground. They were always trying to make it even shortly before they were coming up with the Tom Holland stuff. So this is stuff that's been in the works for quite some time. But for those if you've not been keeping up, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Kick-Ass, the MCU Quicksilver, he is going to be playing Sergei Kravinoff, Kraven the Hunter in from the Spider-Man comics. The guy who is known, as we just depicted earlier, known for probably being one of the villains that has gotten the best of Spider-Man better than most people. Kraven's Last Hunt, all that good stuff. We won't talk about the other ones.
You just keep it current. They got this fool fighting Valkyries. He's stepping to celestial beings in Judgment Day, and just running. I don't. You know what? Let me get this out the way.
Go ahead. Go off, King. Go off.
I don't like the amount of respect that's being shown to Kraven the fucking Hunter. I don't like the respect that's being shown to Clayton from the Disney Tarzan movie. I don't like the respect that's being shown to him, but not Venom. And I just want to get this out of my system.
Yeah.
You make Kraven the Hunter, because what Ernie is basically getting at here is with now this was actually talked about on CBR, but this was per Deadline.
Yeah.
That the Kraven the Hunter film, because they just recently did CinemaCon 2023. A lot of people got to see a lot of stuff stupidly early. We got the $2 super chat from Mrs. Blerd Without Fear saying, "Keep being awesome, my dudes." He told your business about your credit. I'm snitching. He aired out your nasty credit. Now,
I love you, baby.
Now, back to Kraven the Hunter. They were speaking about Kraven the Hunter at CinemaCon 2023, and the long and short of it is the Kraven the Hunter film will be rated R.
Yes.
I get it. Because if you're going to show Kraven the Hunter, you have to show him killing. You have to. He's a hunter. So there are probably going to be several different animals that Kraven is just going to break off in this film. So I'm pretty certain that's where the R rating came from. They're going to have to show a lot of blood and going to have to show a lot of dead animals. My thing was Deadpool been out now. We see that R-rated superhero films work. Y'all couldn't have done. Y'all do it to Kraven. Y'all what is this just masturbatory shit that y'all doing with Kraven the Hunter at Marvel that y'all couldn't do with Venom?
That is actually a big question, and I say that not even trying to be funny.
We get a R-rated Kraven the Hunter
before we
get a romantic comedy Venom movie. Make it make sense.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So we just had Venom Let There Be Carnage. You had Carnage in the movie. Didn't want to make it rated R. You got Kraven the Hunter and said, nah, this is the one. This is like so Sony is treating this like they could only make one R-rated superhero movie, and they just like, no, we're gonna save it. They were saving that shit like it was the ace of spade.
We are about to see a lot of blood and violence in this Kraven the Hunter movie. When everybody sat through a Venom film that had a riot, turn his arms into axes, swing in a crowd full of people,
and not one drop
and they
of blood.
just fell the fuck over.
Okay, I will say this. Having recently, I say recently, it was actually last year. Having watched a video of someone getting an axe swung dead into the top of their cranium. Not as gory as you would have expected.
So I like that you're trying your best to find some kind of silver lining, because this is what you do.
I'm just saying, I find even talking about that video incredibly disturbing, because like I'm still disturbed by it. Like I'm not a squeamish person, but I literally watched someone's life be snuffed out, and it was weird. Like, and that's not the first time I've ever seen anything like that either. But it was just like it happened.
I don't want to know what dark web shit you watching. I'm talking about Spike TV showing you like how this Deadliest Warrior. The jelly meat person that mimics a human body. They swing an axe in there. The axe will either cut the person in half or get just stuck. Either way, it's going in something. What did we see in Venom?
Oh, it went through people. It got moved out the way. They didn't get through. They got moved out of the way. No, I totally get that. I just look. Of all the movies, look, Carter, imagine how mad you'd have been if it was El Muerto.
I wouldn't have been. So you're actually wrong with that. I wouldn't have been mad because I wasn't going to watch it anyway.
Oh, that's true. Actually, I don't even know if it's even still going to happen. It's in development hell right now. But no, here's the thing. So apparently, this news doesn't even come from the studio. This comes from Aaron Taylor Johnson. Like, he's the one who said it. Basically, someone asked him, and he basically said, in response to the question, he said, "Will it be rated R?" And he just said, "Fuck yeah, it'll be rated R." But here's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what this shit's probably gonna be rated R for? It's not gonna be for the thing people think.
What do you mean?
So violence alone does not make your movie rated R. Language. Like, case in point, I don't know if you heard about this. So, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to have the MCU's first usage of the word fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing about that. You can say the word fuck one time in a movie.
This video's getting demonetized.
Nah, it's not gonna get demonetized. What they'll do is they'll be like, oh, it's gonna get limited ads, and I'll say request a review, and they'll be like, okay, cool, it's all right. But now because I've said that, because they'll do a manual review, they'll be like, oh, he thinks he's slick, and then they'll be like, see, this is how I get you. See, layers. But no. You can get away with saying that one time in a movie before it becomes R-rated. So you can get one usage in this day and age of the MPAA. But I guarantee you it's probably because someone says it twice. Or like there probably is going to be some violence, but I don't think it's going to be as gory as people probably going to think it is. Or maybe it will be. Who knows? I could be totally off base here. But I just always like to forewarn people that our ratings don't mean that the movie is automatically Terrifier. Because I think that's what people are going to think. They're going to go into it thinking that, oh, it's going to be like super gory. No, that's not what that means.
So they actually showed a teaser of it at CinemaCon, and it was basically Kraven just beating up mercenaries, and then apparently he bit off one of the people's or he bit off a poacher's nose. Because apparently Kraven just biting motherfuckers' noses off.
Well, here, you know what I want to know? I want to know which Kraven the Hunter it is. Because you know the one that's running around now isn't the original,
it's
right?
It's a clone.
Yeah, it's a clone. No, not just a clone. He's a clone that was created by the High Evolutionary, which means he's not normal. Like the reason why Kraven has been running fades on folks that he normally shouldn't be is because he's not the regular Kraven. That motherfucker got superpowers now. He has like superhuman strength, durability, and shit now. So I wonder if they're going to use that. Yeah,
I was having a conversation with our boy Bishop because now you correct me if I'm wrong, because that was something that was pissing him off when he was reading X-Force when they had the Judgment Day tie-in.
Yeah.
He was like, wasn't Kraven just a regular man?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so he was. But by the time you get to X-Force. He is that's the clone. That's the clone. Yeah.
That's the clone. Because shit happened in the Nick. It was in the Nick Spencer Amazing Spider-Man run. That was when that was what that was from. But yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah. So another thing that irks me about this. You know who we getting in the Sony Marvel Cinematic Universe?
What?
We getting the Gladiator himself. We getting Russell Crowe in this movie, Mr. Knife. If you've seen The Man in the Iron Fist, we're getting Russell Crowe as Kraven's father.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Why are we just using Russell Crowe for that?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you why. Because so Russell Crowe's cachet is not as high as he used to be. Because as many of you may or may not have noticed, he is significantly older than what he was during Gladiator. So he's not just doing the same, like, we're not gonna see Russell Crowe the way he used to be. Because Russell Crowe likes sandwiches now. He likes sandwiches now.
He does, but I feel like he's still somewhat of a name, and the only reason that I say that is because he hadn't done a TV show yet. That's the only reason that I would say that, because a lot of them, when they realize it's time to kind of settle and let's just get that constant revenue, they all go like the TV show route. So just with him being
that's a lie. Okay, he has done TV.
Really?
Yes, he has.
What has he done?
Let's see here. Well, he did TV early on in his career, but he also did TV as recent as 2019.
What was that?
He did The Loudest Voice. He was let's see here.
What the fuck?
He played Roger Ailes, real life individual Roger Ailes in The Loudest Voice. He also is the narrator of Take Us Home, Leeds United, and he is in Ark, the animated series, as Core the Prophet, which is coming out this year.
Ark, the animated, what the hell?
Ark, as in the video game.
Okay.
It's based. Yeah, it's a TV series based on the video game Ark Survival Evolved, and is expected to release sometime in 2023.
Well, yeah,
so yes, he has become that dude.
I just didn't get why he's just getting like, you get Kraven's dad, you get freaky food version of Zeus.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the same thing they've been doing to women for a long time. Like, it's just, but the thing is, the difference is that Russell Crowe is about to be 60, and they do this to women at 40. So when male actors, when they hit around 60, that's when you start seeing them hit them types of roles. Like, case in point, remember when Marissa Tomei, like right before No Way Home came out, that was one of the things she talked about, how she almost didn't join the MCU to play Aunt May, because she was like, oh, they're probably just gonna have me play like some like I'm just playing the mom, the aunt, like, and there's been other people who've said that too, other women in Hollywood who say, yeah, once you hit like 40, because Rachel Weisz, she said that, like when she was in Black Widow, that like she was just glad that she wasn't just playing somebody's mom. What was it? Selma Hayek. She said the same thing about Eternals. She said she was glad she wasn't just playing somebody's mom or aunt.
Wait, you got to put me on game because I did not realize this. Herbert Scott is in the chat saying Denzel got Equalizer 3 coming. Yeah, and he knocking on 68 for real.
Yeah, they announced Equalizer. But here's the thing, though.
No. I'm talking about his age.
Yeah, he's 68.
For real?
Yeah, dude.
Boy, we got some good genes, boy. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing, though. This might be the last Equalizer you see it. This might be
they said this is the end of. They said this is the final. This is the final one.
Yeah. As far as they concerned, this is the last time you're gonna see Denzel's Equalizer. It will be Queen Latifah from here on out.
That got canceled.
It did get canceled. I think it did get canceled. I'm just joking. I'm joking. But no, he said, y'all gonna take this Queen Latifah and be sassified. But no, when male actors hit a certain age, like depending on who you are, like if you've already got a franchise, sure, you're probably gonna get to come back to that franchise. It's the reason why Harrison Ford's coming back to Indiana Jones. But he's also saying this is the last time you go see him play Indiana Jones. Sigourney Weaver just recently came out and said that like, because people were asking, oh, are you going to come back to the Alien franchise? And she said no. She says, I've played that character, I'm done. And she said, it's let other people have that. Also, Carter, can you mute that tab?
I don't have a tab playing.
Oh, never mind. I can hear myself for some reason. Anyway, not important. But the thing is, not the thing I actually expected to go on here. If Russell Crowe, if anything, I can say it's not even just his age. Have you seen any of the stuff he's been doing lately? And I'm not even talking about Thor: Love and Thunder. That's the sad part. Did you ever watch The Mummy?
It depends on what mummy you talking about. I'm too busy laughing at this chat. Said that brother said Harley Academic said Morgan Freeman is 278 years old.
Yes, he is. Yes. But no, like, I mean, you think about this though, like that's what he's been doing for a while now. Like, because you go back and look, when he was in Man of Steel, who was he playing? Mm-hmm. Jor-El. He was playing Superman's dad. Mm-hmm. That was all he did. And they just gave him a little teensy-weensy bit of an action sequence so he feel good about himself.
Could you please not bring up that movie? Because I'm always going to bring up one of the dumbest deaths I have ever seen in cinematic history. Please don't bring up Man of Steel, because I'm going to always bring up.
Look, let me tell you something. They did John Dutton dirty the motherfucker. John Dutton got done dirty. Y'all did the governor dirty. Dirty, I say.
I wasn't expecting you to bring John Dutton out.
Well, no. Here's the sad part about it. You know what? Kevin Costner saw the writing on the wall. He was like, "Nah, don't come save me. I'm going to Yellowstone."
What is that? Oh, y'all want me for a sequel?
Don't do it.
Oh, if you could, you know what? Nah, somebody clip this. Somebody clip this, but just do the clip of right before he died, and DC was like, "All right, Kevin, we want you back for the Man of Steel sequel." You just put a hand up.
Let it be like, bam.
Put a hand up.
I'm out.
Get real quick.
He's like, I don't want to come back.
How Smallville give that man a better death than a cinematic movie worth cost millions?
Oh my god, dude!
How did the WB do John Kent better?
Man, you ain't lied, sir. You have not lied. Here, let's get, because we had a super chat earlier from Ed Boy in the cut. So we're going to talk about Sins of Sinister Dominion. I'm curious to see what you think about my theory of who I think the mystery Dominion is in the Discord. I hadn't really planned on it because I've actually talked about Sins of Sinister Dominion a lot this week. Let me see.
You got what? A whole stream and video to answer.
Well, no, I did. Okay, so I was on Comic Book Herald.
Comic Book Herald, yep.
And then I did another one with Comic Breakdown the day after. So I've been on two different people's live streams and did a video about it. I'll look, let me do, if it's in the, excusez-moi, if it is in, let me see, I'll look for it. Let's see.
They clowning Morgan Freeman in this chat right there.
Bro,
that man said Morgan Freeman. That brother said Morgan Freeman was old when he was young.
Okay, so okay, I see what you're talking about here. He's saying he thinks that it's let's see here. The red hue Thanos that rules over. Okay, he's saying that it's probably the Thanos from Thanos Death Notes. The only hole I'm gonna poke in that theory. The only hole that I will poke in that theory of yours is Kieran Gillen basically confirmed it was a Sinister in an interview recently. Like, actually right after the book came out. Like the day of, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's saying he thinks that it's this one, this version of Thanos, the Thanos that rules over all. Which, I mean, honestly, if it does start to be the case, I will tip my hat. But just based on some of the breadcrumbs that Kieran Gillen has put out, he pretty much said it was a Sinister, just not that Sinister. I do think, like, you know, like I said, I'm always happy to be wrong, but yeah, that is, like I said, if it turns out to be true, I will give you all the flowers in the world. Let's see here. I'm going back through just to make sure I don't miss anything. Let's see here. Oh man, look at LJ. LJ out here gifting subs. My guy out here gifted 5 more.
You still not getting that 3 hours though. LJ.
No, we're not doing that. We also got Roy Bott with the Blerd Club Diamond out here in the Diamond Mine. And then gifting 5. My God, dude, Roy Bott, what are you doing? What are you doing? We also got Birdtown Music Group with a $4.99. It says America with the K's in it says is the most violent country, but we worried about R-rated comic book movies. Hashtag make it make sense. Well, no, but here's the thing. And this is why I feel the way I feel about it. I don't think it matters. I personally do not think it matters if something, and you know what? I'm gonna tell myself. So yesterday, and actually, let me give a little background before people start trying to clown me. So, Carter, I don't know how you grew up, but I'm gonna tell you how I grew up. I grew up watching whatever my mother was watching.
Of course.
Like, I mean, yeah, I watched cartoons. I watched Saturday morning cartoons. I watched, I grew up watching Mask, which that's I'm showing some age here. The Inhumanoids, Dino Riders, Denver the Last Dinosaur, Dinosaucers, Captain in the Game Master, and Pirates of Dark Water. I grew up watching all that shit. But you know what else I grew up watching, Carter? I also grew up watching horror movies, like Friday 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street. I grew up watching rated R comedies like Beverly Hills Cop and and the like. Hell, I could quote The Golden Child from beginning to end. When I was like 8 or 9, I used to watch that movie religiously. And then going a step further with that, I watched whatever my mom watched.
Because you had to.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice.
That goddamn TV.
Yeah, and you know what? Even when I had my own TV in my own room, I still watched those same things. I also watched the other stuff too, though. And I've kind of done the same thing with my daughter. Like, okay, case in point. My daughter, Cersei, she is 7, getting ready to be 8 years old. Last year, because we wanted to watch a horror movie. But we're like, no, we'll wait till you go to bed, kiddo. And she was like, no, you can go ahead and watch it now. And we're like, nah, because you're gonna stay up all night, you're gonna have nightmares, and you're gonna try and sleep in our bed. Nah, we ain't doing that. And she was like, no. It's like, I promise. I like, and you want to know the funny thing about it is, we watched Nightmare on Elm Street. Actually, we watched Dream Warriors. So Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. That child was unaffected. She didn't even really have any kind of reaction to Freddy. I thought that was kind of funny. But, with the benefit of hindsight, things like that seem silly to a kid, probably in this more modernized age. However, you know what we watched yesterday, Carter? We watched Scream 6 together. Unaffected. She jumped. I liked it. It gets a little dumb at the end. Like, kind of like all Scream movies fall apart when you find out who the killer is. Yeah. This one it was actually pretty obvious who the killer was, at least to me. But I think that's why I didn't like it, because I was like, oh, they actually went with the lowest hanging fruit on this one. Okay.
So Nev Campbell lists, and it was still something. It was still something.
I'm not even married to Nev Campbell on that one. I was like, you know what? Let the franchise. I was like, you know what? Let the franchise move on. Let's new characters. Let these other folks had their time. Except for Kirby. Kirby can come back.
But yeah, just going back to what you said about
one. She was only in one. So let her come back.
Look, I was saying, but. So you kind of cleaned it up with Scream, but I was going to say Dream Warriors wasn't that scary. Well, you know what? Let me say this. The one thing I remember about Dream Warriors, the one kid that turned to like a superhero that was dual wielding pistols and whoop Freddy. Because I wanted to be that dude for a second. Right?
Well, there was the one girl who turned into like a super duper badass, like cyberpunk chick. There was a kid in a wheelchair who turned into like a wizard. They also got served. But but no, the funny thing about it is, like, even the part where like Freddy's puppeteering the kid, like by his tendons and shit, she was unaffected by it. She just didn't care. And even I think there was one part in Scream where it was 2 parts in Scream where she jumped. And it was like at the beginning and somewhere towards the middle of the movie. But like, other than that, she was like largely unaffected. She doesn't care. And honestly, Cersei's watched me play Dead by Daylight before. And I think I've shared that story about how like she disturbed me one day. I started getting concerned when she like was playing one of our toys. She said, "This is how Huntress cleans her like." She was like, "Watch me, I'm doing this." And I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm cleaning my axe off like the Huntress," because that's her favorite killer on there. Yeah. But no, but my child. I think
that shows your baby girl is maturing.
Yeah,
I think just in this day and age.
Yeah, she's well adjusted. Like she knows that there's and we've talked about these things. There's a difference between fantasy and reality. She knows that these movies and things that we watch, these TV shows that she watch, they're not real. She knows that these are actors. Like, case in point, when she saw Jenna Ortega in Scream 6, she's like, that girl looks like the girl who plays Wednesday. She looks like Wednesday. And I said, yeah. I was like, she is the same actress who plays Wednesday. And she's like, but she looks a little older here. And I said, that's because she actually is. I said, Jenna Ortega is 21 years old. But because she looks young, she can still play characters who are supposed to be in high school. And then when I explained to her, she was like, oh, okay. And she just went with it. Like, she doesn't like get freaked out. And she doesn't like say, I mean, she does say some macabre shit every now and again, but she's joking when she says it. Now, you know, that's one of those things, like, you kind of have to know your kid. But all that was an aid of saying, I don't think that you have to be, oh my God, we have to make it rated R to protect the children who might go see this. My daughter is seeing more violent stuff happen in Super Mario. Yeah.
Somebody is losing their mind that's your argument.
Well, I mean, but here's the thing though, and I would tell this to any parent. You have to know your child.
Yeah.
And if you know your child is well adjusted and knows how to take stuff in stride or is mature, then you treat them accordingly. Like I always tell my daughter, I said, because one day we were talking about this, and I was like, have you ever noticed that? I was like, Cersei, you ever notice I don't talk to you like a kid? And she was like, yeah. I was like, I said, do you know I've always talked to you that way? Even when you were a baby, like I never did the, ooh, look, are you hungry? I never did that with Cersei.
You did it right now.
Yeah, I don't like that I did it right now. I always talk, like the way I'm talking to y'all right now is how I've talked to my daughter since the day she was born. I mean, yeah, maybe in a softer tone, but I've never baby talked to my child. And that is why, and it's honestly, it's personally why I feel that she has the vocabulary at such a young age that she does, that she understands and comprehends. Like she's very good with just picking things apart and figuring out for herself a lot of the time. So yeah, you just have to know your kid. You have to trust your kid to be, you know, smart. Don't treat them like idiots. But that said, moving on along. LP3 says, Blerds, is that new Star Wars game PS5 as fire as everyone is saying it is? I'm still finishing the previous installment. I tell you what, I was actually going to save this for later, but that actually was going to be my recommended for this week is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now, I will put a caveat on that, and I will talk about it later, a little bit later, but I will definitely say, LP3, if you are enjoying Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor is basically more Fallen Order, but with a lot of quality of life updates and changes that people have been asking for. And some stuff might even seem simple, but like, it's basically took everything about the first game, improved upon it, with the exception of maybe one thing. And that's the hollow map. I still don't like the hollow map. But everything else, combat, traversal, all of that is improved. And it's an infinitely bigger game than people realize it is. There's a reason why that game is 150 some gigs. That said, I do not recommend the game on PC. Not in its current state.
Nobody does.
No, nobody does. I will say this, though. I am playing it on PS5. Outside of a couple of texture pop-ins every now and again, I've had no issue with the game. And I'm like 20, I think I'm like 15, almost 20 hours in, because I literally played it all day yesterday. Pretty much. So I played it from like noon. I played it like for several hours the night it came out, that Thursday night, so in the middle of the night. And I stayed up from like maybe 12 or 1 o'clock yesterday until like 4 o'clock this morning playing it. So if that tells you anything, there you go. We've also got another one from LJ Brown says Captain N was fire. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Captain N the Game Master was an amazing show. I kind of wish you could make something like that now, but I don't know if you could get away with it the way the way it originally was. Let's move on to our next thing, man. This one we can do pretty quick, I think, as well. So we got some, Dawn of DC stuff happening. Carter, have you been keeping up with any of the new DC titles, anything like that? Have you been keeping up with any of that going on right now?
Batman, yes, of course, but I'll have to watch. So I'll say this: if any of the other comic content creators does a video on one of them, If the video makes it sound interesting, I'll go read it. If I'm still just like, I'll probably just keep watching your videos to keep up on.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, okay. Well, let's talk about it real quick then. So we got first and foremost, one of the first ongoing series that got an announcement was Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is getting is going to be getting the ongoing series treatment. Now, for those that have not been keeping up, recently Blue Beetle got a little mini series called Graduation Day, where we see the return of a lot of the elements that made Blue Beetle popular in the first place. In the Jaime Reyes version, mind you, like the Reach. They've also introduced Ted Kord's sister into the DC Comics canon, because for those who don't know, the character Susan Sarandon plays in the Blue Beetle movie that's coming out soon is an original character. She was not in the comics ever. She is brand spanking new through that movie, and they're actually making her part of the comics now as well. I believe it's Victoria Cord or something along those lines. I don't remember. But yeah, that I thought was actually pretty cool. That series, if I am not mistaken, that series is, let's see here, who's on that book? Yeah, it was Victoria Court. Cool. Got it. It's gonna be Josh Trujillo and Adrian Gutierrez is who's gonna be on that. Also, no, not just the only artist. Adrian Gutierrez is not the only artist. It'll also be Will Quintana and Lucas Gattoni. Those will also be the artists on the book. It says the first story arc is going to be called The Scarab War. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to see Jaime Reyes take on a leadership role as he becomes a mentor to DC's new Yellow and Green Beetles, of whom debuted in Blue Beetle Graduation Day. I got a video coming out for it soon. I really enjoyed Graduation Day. It was pretty cool. That said, Carter, you think you're gonna check that out? You think you're gonna check out the Beetle? You gonna check out Blue Beetle?
Yeah, just to kind of get ready for the film and stuff like that. Because Blue Beetle isn't the character I really just gave a shit about, if I can just be honest with you, just because.
Not even Jaime?
Wisecracking bug character had Spider-Man for it.
Well, he's not a wisecracker though. I mean, he cracks wise every now and again, but that's not his personality.
But when I would see him when I was younger, I'm like, well, I don't like that bug. I like this bug. And back then,
he says he only got room for one bug.
Pretty much. And like back then, when I was younger, I was a Marvel stan, like for real. Unless it was Batman, then I didn't care. But yeah. Just to, I like this a lot of the stuff that they did with him in Young Justice.
Okay. Well,
so
there's more of that in the comics. That's where it came from.
And that's kind of what even gave me an inkling to even want to check it out. A Blue Beetle comic was Young Justice. So with this being a new one that they're doing, I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from though. I can see where you make those comparisons. I would definitely say though, Jaime Reyes does not have the same personality as Peter Parker. Not at all. I mean, they have the same idea about like morality. From a morality standpoint, they are similar, but like from a personality standpoint, they're not exactly the same. I mean, I can see though. Yeah.
This is young Carter. I'm not talking. This ain't some shit that happened recently. Just
okay, gotcha.
Beetle, that's what
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Well, you know who else is getting their own series? Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice. They are getting their own series, Carter.
You got to give me more than that before I say something. Especially after reading Human Target, you got to give me come on, speak on it.
he said no. He's like I'm gonna need some mo. I'm gonna give me some mo. Okay, so here's the deal. It's actually going to be so here's what they're actually getting. They're actually getting a one shot first. There's a one shot that's gonna come out, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this is gonna be, I want to say it's Joshua Williamson. Or actually, no. Correction. It is not. I think it's gonna be Paige Williamson or Paige Williams and Marguerite Sauvage, or I guess maybe it's just Savage, but just spelled but we'll say Sauvage because it sounds fancy.
I would always say Savage when I saw it on like Star Wars, and so many people got so mad because I didn't say Savage.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so Darth Maul's brother is named Savage. That's pretty cool. Actually, it's I'm just like, wait a minute.
Hey, look, I appreciate it, but but yeah, this is the one shot. This is the one shot that's coming out first. It's called Fire and Ice. Welcome to Smallville. And this is supposed to set the stage for their ultimate return in an ongoing series that'll be titled or no, I take that back. There's a Power Girl special #1. Correction. That's coming out. That is what's setting the stage for Fire and Ice. Welcome to Smallville. So you'll see them hanging out with Power Girl a lot. Which, I mean, I'm down for. They also say that there will be a 10-page backup that'll also have Fire and Ice crossing paths with Guy Gardner and Superman. So that'll be interesting. Carter, how familiar are you with characters like Fire and Ice? I know you recently kind of talked about them in the Human Target series because they featured pretty heavily in that. But
and that is it.
That's it. Okay, cool.
I know a lot of people brought them up. Again, they're bringing them up in the chat right now from Justice League Unlimited. I can't remember them if I wanted to. So the fact that so many people are remembering them from Justice League Unlimited, I really need to go rewatch Justice League Unlimited because I cannot remember ever seeing a Fire and Ice on there. But yeah, the main stuff, Human Target.
Gotcha. So the thing here is that Fire and Ice are exactly what they sound like. They are a duo whose powers are what their name implies. I am familiar with them from like some of the old Justice League stuff, the Justice League of America, so on and so forth. I'll show some age here. My introduction to them, I didn't really know who they were. I was aware of who they were tangentially as a kid, but my real first introduction to them is when they got served by Doomsday. That was my introduction to a lot of DC Comics heroes that I normally didn't give a damn about. Like, my introduction to Booster Gold was when Doomsday served him. When Doomsday beat the brakes off Booster Gold. I'm talking, he beat the fool out of him. But no, that was my introduction, because when it came to DC, I typically just read Flash, Superman, Batman. That was pretty much those are the main books I read as a kid. And then as I got a little bit older, old enough to buy my own comics, that was about roughly around that time frame. So, but they're not the only ones. I did mention Power Girl, very briefly. Power Girl is going to be getting some looks as well. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to be getting now the Power Girl series. I mentioned the Power Girl special #1. Why did I say Paige Williams? Leah Williams. Jesus Christ. Power Girl #1 is Leah Williams, Eduardo Paniska, and yeah, there you go. That's that. She is basically, this is all post Lazarus planet. I almost said pit because Lazarus just pit.
I didn't even realize that was something that was still going on until this week.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Mark Waid is acting a whole fool out here.
Like, bruh, I thought that shit was done, wrapped up nicely, handed out for trades. That shit is still got book little.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just one shots, but goddamn,
Yeah, no, it's still dropping. They're still dropping stuff. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of DC Future State. Remember, like DC Future State, even after it was over, there were still books coming out called DC Future State. It was like DC Future State, Gotham something or other. Or,
yeah, Gotham AD. I think that's still a thing.
Yeah.
I explicitly remember it was because it was in black and white.
Yeah.
And they brought Mother Panic back, which made me want to read it, but it was a different Mother Panic.
Do you, real quick, you're talking about references. Did you pick up Green Arrow? Did you see Green Arrow #1?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So it's funny you said that too. I'm going to tell you why I felt so excited when I read that book. Because they basically reference back when Red Arrow and Red Hood used to run. Like they made like it's a little quick reference, but like Red Arrow's like, oh yeah, I got word from Jason. These cats in Gotham. I was like, oh man, look I miss it. Dude,
I gotta say, dude, that is the only team book where even when the new team came, the quality only diminished once.
Yeah.
Only once.
Man.
And funny enough, it was when your boy got on the book.
Oh, it's about
it was when James Tinian came on. Is when it kind of dipped. When Scott Lobdell came back, it went right back up. Red Hood and the Outlaws was fire, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I love it.
I hope that gets collected, like both teams.
I need to look. I feel like that's got to be collected somewhere. It had to have been.
I don't need to go to the comic shop today. I really don't.
Oh, but yeah, you know what? That was all Native saying. Yeah, Power Girl's back, and apparently she has new powers. I'm not up to speed on Lazarus Planet, so I'm not even going to try and say what the fuck they are. But no, it's going to be interesting. And also, I like Leah Williams. I like Leah Williams as a writer. So I'm down for it. I'm good. I don't really have any caveats on this. I'm actually looking forward to this. Though I won't lie, it made me go back to that Jeff Johns. What was it? Was it JSA Classified? What book was it where Power Girl gave the reason why she had the boob window in her costume? Yeah, it was JSA. I think it was JSA Classified. Yep, JSA Classified #2. That shit haunts me to this day because that was the most cringe excuse for showing cleavage I had ever heard. Have you ever read that? Have you ever seen it?
No.
Basically, her answer.
Oh God!
She's telling it to Superman. And basically, the long and short of it is, it's because she was looking. She figured that she would eventually figure out what her symbol would be, like what she would represent, and she left it empty. But
until I find out, y'all can see the titties, like.
Well, no. Here's the funny part about it. Here's where it gets funny.
Oh Lord.
They actually So here's the funny thing. They actually gave a reason in the 80s. I think it was. Okay. I think it was in the 80s, and the answer was simple. She was just like, "It's not my problem if men stare at me." It was what I felt was a very like feminist, very powerful message. Like it was like, hey, it's not my problem if men can't control their sexual urges and or whatever. If they look at me and they can't respect the feminine form, she's like, that's not my problem. And I was like, dude, good on you. But then this is where the Jeff Johns one came into play. Which is like, people always ask me why I have this hole right here. They think I'm showing off or just being lewd. But the first time I made this costume, I wanted to have a symbol like you. She's talking to Superman, mind you. I couldn't think of anything. I thought eventually I'd figure it out and close the hole, but I haven't. and then got her sitting here crying. Dude, why they... Also, I just want to point out, some people probably will catch this, but like the like the kind of wrinkles right here to kind of signify that she's biting her lip and got the tear eyes. I was like, man, get this shit out my face, dude. Jeff Johns going somewhere. Go back to Green Lantern and stop this foolishness over here. But yeah, those are some of the newbie joints that are coming. Let's see here. What else we got? We got anything else? We got anything else here? I'm looking to see what else we got here. Why is it doing that? I don't know why it's doing that. That is so weird. Okay, we're just gonna go with that. Cool.
Okay.
My browser was doing something kind of dumb. It was doing something dumb. We're just gonna go with that. How about that? Anyway, let's get to this chat. Let's see, making sure that we are good. Yeah, we are good. Let's move on to IDW. Carter, did you read anything IDW? I don't know if I've ever asked you. That man said that shit quick.
Or no.
That man said, man, quit playing with me.
I don't think I read anything from IDW since Lock and Key.
Damn.
And even then, I read Lock and Key. I have not read any Turtles recently, brother.
But
I know they have the whole Armageddon game stuff going on right now. I read The Last Ronin, but that was it.
Okay. I'm not mad at you. I respect it. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Honestly, Turtles is okay. I take that back. Some of the Transformer stuff they've been doing is pretty fire. And
I'm gonna stop reading Beast Wars.
Yeah, Earth Divers, which is a series I've been really high on lately, is really good as well. But yeah, IDW has been hit. IDW has been hit by a smooth criminal.
That's fucked up.
I don't know why. I'm not trying to make light of it. I'm sorry. So IDW Publishing, those of you familiar, we just talked about, they do the Ninja Turtles stuff, all the Transformer stuff. Basically what's going on right now is that they've announced just recently they're going through a series of cost-cutting measures, including major staff layoffs, managerial changes, and removing itself from the New York Stock Exchange. That is not a good look. But in total, 39% of the workforce at IDW Media Holdings, which covers entertainment as well as comics, will be laid off. It is hoped that these cuts will lead to $4.4 million in annual savings for the company. The widespread changes include the appointment of a new CEO, Davidi Jonas, the son of IDW's chairman of the board, Howard Jonas, who has replaced Alan Grafman in the role, which is that is pretty wild. But yeah, basically, I don't know what this is going to mean for their comics going forward, or any of the projects they have going on, because I don't know if you know this, Carter, IDW actually has several projects in the works. Based on their comics that span Cartoon Network, HBO Max.
Before I ask that question, let me ask
go ahead.
See.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I just feel like don't IDW have a lot of stuff that they're doing for like Kickstarters?
I don't know about them and Kickstarter. I know there have been some other ones that are on some other imprints that have Kickstarters. I don't really just follow IDW that 100% closely.
Okay, never mind. It's their games. They have a lot of their games. Their board games.
Yeah.
On Kickstarter. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's kind of wild. That is kind of wild. Now, here's the thing. it's never IDW has never been a number one contender. Let's go ahead and put that out there.
That's fucked up.
No, I mean, I'm not. I mean, here's the thing.
No. Just
true.
for you to just say,
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I have not said anything wrong.
But it's just the fact that, like, you know how you would see somebody's baby, and everybody want to say something about their baby, but you know, like, we have some class. We not gonna say it, but we are gonna give each other that look like we know. You just went ahead and just said that baby ugly.
Well, you know, it's funny. Me and my wife were actually talking about this the other day. We were talking about how, like, it's funny. We were talking about Stephanie McMahon. And I was like, I said, you know how unfortunate it is that she looks just like her dad?
He said unfortunate. You know what? No, I like that. Yeah. It's not ugly. It's not unappealing. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, she looks. It's unfortunate. Because think about it. For it, like, there are some women who can look like their dad, and it'd be perfectly fine. Because maybe your dad's pretty. I don't know, but like, if your dad is like really like, if your dad is just a really mannish man, and you look like your dad, I mean, that's why like I always joke with Cersei. I'm like, I'm so glad you look like your mother. Well, no, not only that, but like Cersei looks like me. Like, if we stand next to each other, you're like, yep, that's the resemblance. She has my nose. And she has my eyes, but like everything else is 100% my wife. So, which is fine. Perfectly fine with that. I hope it serves her well in life. But yeah, I don't know. IDW was never top dog. It's always been Marvel, DC at the top. Marvel and DC are always at the top. What you giggling about?
Marvel is Raw, DC is SmackDown, IDW is Sunday Night Heat.
Well, no, dude, you want to know what the sad part is? They ain't even Sunday Night Heat. Dude, let me tell you something. I'm gonna show some age here. So you got Marvel is Raw, DC is SmackDown, and then you got you got Image Comics is NXT.
Okay.
You got Dark Horse. That's that's Sunday Night Heat, and then you got IDW is Main Event. Ugh. The show no one watches.
LP3, get the fuck out of here. Image is most certainly not Sunday Night Heat.
Oh, no.
There is a reason motherfuckers make the argument of there being a big three. Yeah. You gotta get the fuck out of here. Oh, yeah, no,
dude. I will not abide any Image comic slander in this house.
No, sir. I don't know what dick you smoking, but get away from it. And post haste.
Look, let me tell you something.
Expeditiously.
Look, wait.
Get away from that penis you smoking right now.
Look, let me tell you something. I just want to drop this on y'all. Let me just put this out here. Bitterroot. Bloodstained Teeth. We also got Deadly Class. The comic I love but do not understand. Decorum by Jonathan Hickman. We got Die. We got Do a Power Bomb. We got East of West. I'm telling you. And look, hell, recently, what's your boy? Mark Miller's been dropping heat with the Ambassadors.
Yeah.
Kick ass. No, we will not abide any. Invincible. Hell, if I remember correctly,
this motherfucker said Image was Sunday night. Boy.
No.
This new fentanyl pandemic is hitting everybody, including comic fans. God damn.
Dude, wait, also, and here's the best part. I haven't even said sex criminals yet.
Shit, Chew,
Yeah, Chew.
Farmhand, like
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong?
Bruh.
What wrong with y'all? What wrong with
Dude, the
y'all?
Black Monday murders.
Southern bastards.
Yes.
What are we
Department of Truth. Department of Truth. Oh.
Nemesis is Marvel LP3, or now it's no, yeah,
No, wait,
now
Nemesis?
yeah. The original Nemesis was Marvel.
Mm.
It was one of their other imprints.
Yeah.
Nemesis Reloaded. I don't know what Nemesis Reloaded is actually.
That's
beside the
that's
point.
the current. No, that's the current one. That's the current one.
Yeah,
The one that's coming out now. That's what's coming out now. But no, Stray Dogs. Stray Dogs. That's Image Comics.
yeah.
Dude, I will not abide any slander of Image Comics. No, I will not. No,
That blunt you
I will not.
smoking is wet with slob. I don't know. Get it out your mouth.
Also,
Throw it away,
wait.
sir.
Wicked and Divine? We just gonna say Wicked Divine is trash now. No.
Radiant Black.
Radiant, yeah, about to say Radiant Black, Radiant Red, Radiant Pink.
Hideo said Savage Dragon. Yeah, I finally
God.
get to do this. I finally get to put Hideo in the hole. Finally, I have never been able to put Hideo in the hole.
He says,
Hideo finally get to go in the hole.
say hello to Moira. But no. Image is no.
What? Back on point.
Yes. But no, that said, I just want to put that out. Yeah, no, they're not. I could go down a murderer's row of amazing comics, and I'm not even. That was just some. That's just some of the heat that Image did dropped.
Yeah,
I haven't even talked about that Texas Blood. That Texas Blood is fire.
yeah.
Hell, Scumbag. Come on now, get out of here. No. We I will not abide. I will not have it.
So let me say this.
Oh, wait a minute. No.
Uh-oh.
Saga.
Yeah.
Get up out of here.
No. I'm kind of souring on Saga, but no, early Saga. Oh yeah. But I want to say this about IDW real quick. I gotta keep it a buck.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't give a shit about any other comics that were on the horizon that could potentially not come out anymore. I don't give a fuck about that part.
Yeah.
39% of the staff is gone. That's a big ass group of people who just gotta figure shit out now. That's the only thing I gotta worry about. You gotta figure shit out now for a company who we've given you several examples of that. Y'all ain't just been hitting like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing. Now, yes, it's gonna save them $4 million, but at the same time, like, I'm just more so, goddamn, that's a lot of people that just took L's.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And I think that part of it gets taken away, or people don't even think about that part. We're hitting reset. Okay, yeah, you did that, and that's good for the company side of things. But from everybody else, that now, like I said, what am I gonna do? Because if y'all are saving $4.4 million, I highly doubt it's a lot of our bad. What's the word I'm looking for? Like when you get let loose without knowing it, so they have to give you that final big.
Oh, severance.
Thank you.
Yeah, severance. Yeah, you gotta get your severance package.
I don't feel like that's just gonna be hitting because IDW. It ain't gonna be that severance pay. That severance package ain't gonna be hitting like that with IDW. So my heart goes out to a lot of those people. I'm sorry that you all are having to go through it. Hopefully, nowhere to go but up. And if you was working at IDW, ain't nowhere to go but up.
Well, I don't know. You could be working. You could be in the Rippaverse. I don't know. But the Levesque of the Samurai. I'm gonna pull this up. Says, with the $5 super chat, afternoon all, just dropping in my donations this week at the airport, heading home after a quick getaway with my lady. Catch the show later. Hey, we appreciate you, pimp, and also hope you had a fun trip. Hope the both of you did. I got to say, as far as like the layoffs and stuff go, and then Carter pretty much said a lot of the same sentiment that I feel.
Didn't this happen with Aftershock as well?
This did happen with Aftershock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, it sucks because once again, people are losing their jobs. People are losing their jobs. They're gonna have to figure stuff out. I echo all that same sentiment. My issue comes somewhere else. It's the fact that the son of the chairman of the board is now supposed to be running the show now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, the whole Nepo baby thing is it's chic to cry Nepo baby when people become successful, but this is the epitome of a Nepo baby situation. So I feel like it's not going to get any better. I feel like I don't think that they went and got the best person for the job to try and fix the situation. They just say, hey, you here? Yeah, you take it over. Now, I don't know. I could be wrong about that. Person, the son, could very well be the epitome of what could bring success to IDW. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you why people don't read IDW comics as much as they read Marvel or DC or Image or even Dark Horse. And it's because they don't put out a lot of heat and they don't advertise well. Like Ninja Turtles is probably the biggest thing they have. Like even the Transformers comics, big name, huge IP. I don't think Transformers sells even as good as Ninja Turtles does. And I don't know. That's just me. They need to it's one of those scenarios where I feel like you're going to have to start trying to reach out to some bigger creators who aren't under exclusivity deals to try and bring some big comics that way. And maybe even try to do some more crossover stuff. I know they have the it's funny that this comes up because we literally last week, I believe it was, we were talking about the Ninja Turtles Stranger Things crossover. But you might want to start reaching out to Marvel and DC, be like, hey man, can we get another Batman Ninja Turtles popping off? Man, can we get another hit Boom Studios? Be like, hey man, can we get another Power Rangers Ninja Turtles popping off or something? Can we get hey man, can we get an X-Men and the Ninja Turtles popping off? Honestly, I don't know how this has not happened yet. Maybe it has and I don't remember it, but I just feel like, how has this not happened? Why is this not a thing? That said, let's move on to our next thing. This is I think it's our last thing. Or no, we do have one more thing. I just didn't make a thing for it. It's actually, this is more of a PSA. This is more of a PSA. PSA to my peoples. Here, let's take that off and we'll do this one instead. There you go. Carter, do you read Killadelphia?
I read early on and I kind of stopped.
Okay. So
that's one of your babies.
Yes. Killadelphia, the Killaverse, which was growing. But yeah, Killadelphia 30 came out this week.
Mm-hmm.
Big book, very big book, landmark book, because not only was this the first official, and I want people to understand what I'm saying here, first official appearance of Nita Hawes, who is a part of a spinoff from Killadelphia, Nita Hawes Nightmare blog. She actually she's mentioned in a couple of issues of Killadelphia. She's never actually seen in any issues of Killadelphia, but there are characters who interact with both her and characters from Killadelphia who kind of cross over between the books, like Anansi and Corson, all those characters. But she made her first appearance in the main Killadelphia series outside of her own book. But she wasn't the only one. Carter, your favorite superhero made a debut in this comic.
I heard. Well, it's not my favorite superhero, but I heard that he was. I heard that this was a thing, and I said, Ernie is cussing because we gonna have to talk about this.
Well, no, here's the thing, and I keep saying this. I don't really hate Spawn. I just don't like him like everybody else does. I don't.
Spoiler alert. Spawn popped up at the end of issue 30 of Killadelphia.
Yeah. So basically, one of the main characters of Killadelphia is Seesaw, who's a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
He was given a sacred text by the other vampires. I guess I just set this up. For those who don't know, Killadelphia is a universe where some of the original presidents of the United States turned out to be vampires. And they are now in the modern day running things from the shadows and plotting a huge vampire takeover of the United States. And one of the confidants of John Adams, who's like one of the main vampires in this, who's actual real life John Adams. His character named Seesaw, and he was entrusted with his book. And it's largely implied that the reason he was given the book is because they just assumed, because they couldn't figure it out, he would keep it safe, and they didn't have to worry about him figuring it out, because if they weren't smart enough to get it, then clearly his black ass wouldn't. And he did. Mm-hmm. He figured out the book, and he figured out how to warp reality. But because he undid everything, the powers that be in the universe, all the gods and monsters of the universe who exist outside of time and space, they want to put some hands on Seesaw. And Spawn is one of the ones who pulled up. So this is actually kind of funny because this wasn't just like this isn't one of those things where it's like, oh, hey, it's just because it's Image we're allowed to do this. This wasn't actually the case. Rodney Barnes and Jason Sean Alexander, they actually came out and talked about this. And Rodney Barnes, the writer of said series, when he was talking about it, he said that basically that it was an honor to have one of the greatest characters ever created to visit our Killaverse. I cannot thank the great Todd McFarlane for lending us his baby for a spell. We're committed to do him justice. So this isn't just like a one-off, he just showed up. This isn't like crossover where you have this character, they just show up, all right, one issue, all right, we're gone. No, he's actually going to be a part of a major story arc of Killadelphia going forward, which is actually pretty interesting. I thought that was cool because honestly, I like Spawn when he's out of his element, except for when it's with Batman.
So with vampires, it makes a lot of sense because a lot of the stuff that happens in Spawn books in some point or another, there's going to be some vampire we forgot about that's going to be coming to the forefront. So vampires and Spawn, it's like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Well, and not just that. It's more than just the vampires because there's a demon lord that they're also there's a demon lord they're also dealing with. So this is all tangent, like not just the vampires, but even the demon part of it is tangential to Spawn. So, yeah. And
Jason Sean Alexander, I was a really big fan of him when he was on the Spawn book for a while there. So that was actually one of the reasons I even started. I even checked out Killadelphia to begin with because I was such a fan of what he did on Spawn. So him getting to play with those toys again, this will be. I think this will be really fun.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, he even came out and said himself. He's Jason Sean Alexander said, I'm getting to draw the coolest stuff of my career. Spawn entering the Killaverse makes perfect sense as the series has taken on more ethereal and magic elements in the recent arcs. Fans are in for absolute horror insanity. And I highly recommend anyone who has never read Killadelphia, read it.
I think this will make you a fan of Spawn just because I think a lot of the recent stuff I think you'll be a fan of just because it's not Todd McFarlane writing it. And I like it when Todd ain't. With this Killadelphia team being the ones putting pen to paper, I think this might be a variation of Spawn you really enjoy because you trust the writers that are doing it.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the thing. That's why I always say when Todd McFarlane isn't involved, I like Spawn. It's when because my biggest issue with Spawn is when people try and convince me those original comics are so great. They're not. I went back and reread them. They're terrible.
In your opinion.
They are very terrible. They are so edgelord. They are so I tell you what they are. It's not that they're terrible. They're very much of their time. They're very just like a lot of things that Image used to do. It's very much of its time. It's not something you could replicate today that anyone would take seriously. At all. There's a reason why the Image of yesteryear will never come back. And I'm so glad that it won't.
Off topic real quick.
Mm-hmm.
In Stock Trades only has one trade each for Red Hood and the Outlaws, bro. I'm sad.
What?
That's all they have. They have volume 1 from Rebirth. No, it's the volume 1 trade from Rebirth and the volume 1 trade from New 52. I'm sad.
Bruh.
I'm sad.
Stop.
It's gonna be a pain in the ass to find this.
If I find it at my shop,
if I find it at my shop, you probably gonna get another phone call once a future.
Hey man, guess what I found?
I real deal. So okay, just so you all know what we're talking about. Comic shop over here by me that one of you all actually made a comment about in the comments of the last Blerd Cave. So it's a comic shop here, and they have their little discount bin. Stuff starts at $9.99. I saw that big ass hardcover that he just pulled out. Hold on, let me see the front of that one real quick, Ernie.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me see the side. The side, you see how it's orange and shit? They had different ones that were orange and silver. And different. And I saw it at a comic shop here, but it was in the box that said $9.99. So I said, hold up. I know he likes this. He might just get a come up because a lot of you all that saw my video of when I showed all the comics that I had, a lot of those were from the discount bin, but they were mispriced. So I thought that was what happened with this, and I'm like, hold up. And then one of the ladies that worked there, she ended up moving something out of the way that just said $9.99 and up. Oh, they just had all them once and futures there because they ordered too many of the mugs.
Damn. Someone got their ones and zeros mixed up. Damn, that sucks. But hey, they got a lot of a good book.
Yeah,
That's a good book.
Yeah, Spawn and Killadelphia. So it'll be Spawn. So will Spawn? What president is Cyborg's dad? Because that was the main thing I remember you talking about from Killadelphia was the dude that plays Cyborg dad in Doom Patrol.
Yeah. I always forget the dude's name. But Phil Morris.
Yeah,
he's the guy who plays.
Is he a president? Is he one of the presidents?
No, no, he's a cop. He's he plays James Sangster Sr. He's a police detective who becomes a vampire.
Okay.
Remember when I showed you that picture when I was showing when I was testing out thumbnails? Remember when I sent you that picture and you were like, bruh. Yeah. Remember, I can show it because I haven't put it out. Yet. But I was showing Carter. I was showing him images of potential thumbnails. And that was one of the ones that I used. It was this one. Y'all can, or here, I'll do it like this. Y'all can see a little better. But that was it's actually a picture of the main character sitting up in a coffin, waiting for his son to dig him up. But yeah, it was it's cute. That's actually a video I need to actually finish. I actually have some Killadelphia videos that I've been working on. I've just been too lazy to get them done because I've been doing so much other shit as well. Let's get into our recommended. Carter, let's get into our recommended.
All right, recommended for me this week is a book by, again, one of Ernie's boys, James Tynion himself. New number one came out this week from Image. It was called World Tree.
Oh yeah. I was meaning to get on that.
That book is, well, I think we've used all the X bombs we can for this for this session here for YouTube purposes. So I'll just say, stuff gets real quick.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
You have to get past the part, because if a lot of you all see that cover, you're just gonna see a naked white woman on the cover, and if you're an adult and can get past the nudity,
yeah,
this book is messed up, bruh. But
I believe it.
With everything that they're talking about, since we were just bringing up dark web stuff like that earlier, it's, I don't even want to say shit else. It's really good. This is a really good number one. I really want to see where the hell this is going.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, it's violent. If you are squeamish, you might want to leave it alone. But I feel like y'all been dealing with us for some years now. So I think y'all are good. But yeah, this was a very good number one. This was a very good number one. I really don't want to say a lot about it just because I just grabbed it on a whim. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of story here for that just being one issue. Really good. World Tree number one is my recommended this week.
There we go. I will say that for me, I think I already said mine earlier, but I'll just go a little bit deeper into it, I guess. Was Jedi Survivor, which is a game I've been really looking forward to. And I've been on a huge Star Wars kick lately, which is also partially in reference to just how much of a Star Wars content I've been absorbing lately to do videos for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. This is you always talk about my favorite part of Star Wars being like, kind of like the stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the Skywalkers. Mm-hmm. Like I don't need a story with a Skywalker in it. Jedi Survivor is the type of game that reminds you that the galaxy is huge.
And it has so many amazing people in it, like Gearless Mo, who just dropped the super chat just now. That segue was cool. That segue was clean.
That was good. I see what you did there. Yes. But yes, it has a lot of very diverse and amazing people. Just because the galaxy is too big to be focused on one family.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about this, is that there's really no mention of anyone from the Skywalker side of things in this game so far that I have seen. There are definitely some nods towards characters from the greater Star Wars universe and even some homages. I will say the one thing I was a little disappointed, this isn't a spoiler because you see this character in the trailers. There's a new character who hangs out with you, who I was almost convinced at first from some early pictures was a Mandalorian. He is not. He just has a jetpack. That's it. That's all it is. He just has a jetpack. But we see a lot of the same returning characters like Seer, Marin, Grease, so on and so forth. Cal has a lot going on with him in this new installment. And a theme I've been seeing a lot lately with movies, TV shows, comics, and even other video games. I've seen this thrown around a lot when people talk about the new Guardians that's coming out next week. People have been saying, "Oh, this movie really hammers home the theme of found family." And Fallen Order kind of did that too, just on a smaller scale. This one is really about found family, and I love it. And it just so happens to have laser swords in it. Also, the Kylo Ren lightsaber, kind of busted. Kind of busted. I unlocked that sumbitch last night. Yeah. I'm Kylo Renning everybody. I don't know why that sword is so heavy. Because he's swinging it like he's swinging one of them big ass hammers, like the gut sword on Berserk. But I love it. Now let's get into we got my guy Gearless Mo coming in with the 99 hits for max damage. Oh, let me get rid of this. These all got mixed up. Here, let's do this. Bam. There you go. Get rid of that. There we go. Says, just show respect in NYC this week, so I lost track of time, but catching up on the stream. We appreciate you, pimp. Thank you so much for that. My guy out here. Hope you're having a good, like, I don't know if it's business or pleasure, but man, have yourself a good one, man.
Eat a chopped cheese for your boy.
Yes.
And I heard from somebody whose opinion that I trust that there are a lot of alligators in the sewers. Who can tell me what that reference is from? There's a lot of alligators in the sewers.
This motherfucker. Oh god. Also, I would say, where's oh god, where was it that I went? Hit up Roses. Hit up Roses if you get a chance. I don't know what part of New York you're gonna be in, but Roses Pizzeria is great. I like it. I try and hit it up every time I go. What else we got here? I guess, let's go ahead and get into our questions from the Discord. Let's get into questions from Discord real quick, man. Let's do it. We're making very good time.
Just had a chopped cheese this morning.
Man, my guy. Look, you know what? Dropping the bomb for the chopped cheese. We're dropping a bomb for the chopped cheese. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Man, now I want a chopped cheese. Shit. I ain't got no chopped cheese. Okay, so here's a new rule, because I see we're actually right at it. We're only going to be answering, me and Carter actually discussed before we went live, we're gonna answer 5 questions from the Discord, and we're going to answer 5 questions from the chat. That way we don't overrun on time. So bear in mind, 5. Make them good.
Yeah, LJ Brown. Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, gotcha. The homie Melvin says, good afternoon, my brothers and sisters of Nerd World. I hope all is good on your side of the world with the politics these days acting, or with the politicians these days acting a whole ran through asshole, from Republicans silencing a trans politician, kicking out politicians who spoke against gun control, to reversing voting rights for those who are felons. How in the hell did we get here? And what should we be doing to fix this besides breaking a foot in one of these politicians' asses? Godspeed and stay woke. I can tell you how. Vote. Vote. And here's what I'm gonna say.
I know we can't help it by making the legal age limit to own a firearm without a permit younger.
No, we cannot.
I saw that in the news and I'm like, wait, they dropped it to 18 now back home? Good Lord.
Yeah. Well, because here's
you want everybody to kill themselves. You want everybody just to kill each other.
Yeah, because I mean, that was the problem. The person was able to legally buy a gun. Here's the deal. This is how you fix it. I don't mean vote every time a new presidency comes up. No. You need to vote in every election, state, county, federal, whatever. And I'm going to give you, I want to put this out here too. There is a website you can go to. It's called ballotready.org. If you ever are going to go vote, you can go on Ballot Ready, give them your state, or your address or whatever, what they'll do is they will show you all of the relevant elections in your area. They will show you all of the candidates. And if you sit there and say, well, I don't know any of these people's positions, I don't know who any of these people are, they will show you what these people's issues are, what they stand for, what they have voted on. Anything that is public record about that person will be made available to you, and that is how I vote. Even like the referendums and the mandates and stuff that they put out to be voted on. If you do not understand what those referendums are, because they're written in very weird legalese that is intentionally meant to confuse you sometimes, to trick you into voting in a way that's against your own self-interest, they will show you what the vote means if you vote yes, and what the vote means if you vote no. So this is why I always tell people, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Know who and what it is you're voting for. Because I can't tell you how many times I've talked to people who will tell me, yeah, I voted for so-and-so. I'm like, really? Seems like kind of voting against your own self-interest. And they'll be like, what do you mean? And then I will show them all the things this person has actually voted on. Because here's the thing, politicians will tell you one thing, but they will always vote another. So all these people say, oh, well, this politician, they said that they're for, health care for all, and they're for universal basic income, and they're for, free college and getting common sense gun laws and LGBTQ rights. But then you go look into that person's voting record and you see they have voted against every last single one of those things, because politicians are often Harvey Dent, Two-Face. So be careful. Like I said, ballot, it's ballot, BALLOT, ready.org. Go to it, use it every time. And yes, I see somebody just put Jose Pangelini just put up heck on the local area. Some people run unopposed for the same positions. Might be the calling for some people. And here's the thing, I will also say, if you are a person who is passionate and you care about your community and your city, your state, if you have the time, try running. I've even thought about it for Memphis. I thought about running at one point. There was a time where I actually thought about running, legitimately campaigning for local office. And I probably could win it. But it's one of those things, I'm not the person. I'm not the right person. And I don't know, maybe I am. I'm very blunt. I'm not, maybe that's why I should do it. But I will say, look at these young up and coming politicians who actually have their head screwed on right. Get behind those politicians, because that's the way. Get these old motherfuckers up out of here. Next question. Ajuk says, what's up, brothers? How y'all doing? My question for today is about Goose from Captain Marvel. About 2 or 3 caves ago, you said that when Goose eats you, he sends you to a pocket dimension. The Marvels trailer had a bunch of gooses in there. Do they all have the same pocket dimension or different dimensions per cat? Thanks for reading. Love the cave. You two do a fantastic, fantastic job. Thank you for that. I don't know if it's different. I honestly don't know if it's different. I think they're different. I personally, my understanding is that they are different. But I don't know, but that's my assumption. That's my assumption. I don't know 100% with 100% certainty, but I would like to believe it's separate dimensions. But how nasty would it be if it all sent you to the same place? Bro, how nasty would it be? One cat gobbles you up and another one like spits you back out. Like, that could be messed up.
I just keep thinking of the sister from American Gods. Mm-hmm. When you
this man. Lord,
when you got sent to the shadow realm through the cooch.
Yep.
Through the chicken walls. I'm like, could you imagine, like, you have met this beautiful woman and you all do the do, and you slowly realize you are getting sent to the shadow realm through the sugar walls. What do you see when you down there?
You probably see the stuff of nightmares.
So I'm like, I can only imagine what those people feel like when they get absorbed by one of those cats.
Nah, I'm good. Qdoma says, hello, my brother. As always, hope you're well and doing strong. I have noticed that the Beyonder is getting a lot of FaceTime in Marvel Comics lately. I really do enjoy the character when they appear. Do you think the stories there that they're in will pay off dividends to something greater in the future with their presence? I don't know because right now there's a lot of Beyonder going around. There's the Beyonder that there's the non-binary Beyonder that is in Monica Rambeau Photon, which is implied as the same Beyonder from Secret Wars. We've all seen the Beyonder in Defenders Beyond. Oh man, I don't know if it's going to pay off anything down the road, but I do feel like, when Marvel starts showing you a lot of stuff in the comics, it's usually kind of a sign that there is something bigger coming down the way. And I don't mean like saying, that means we're going to see the Beyonder in the MCU. I'm just saying like, you're probably going to see a story arc somewhere down the road because we do know we got Jonathan Hickman's Gods coming up. So you never know. You never know. I would love to see it.
I want to say one thing real quick.
Go ahead, shoot.
With everything you were talking about with that question from Melvin.
Yeah.
Hideyu is in the chat saying, I have never voted, never really cared. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying this is you, Hideyu. But if you don't vote and you do not care, when shit goes left, don't say a fucking word.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing.
You know what?
That's all I'll say. But I don't want us to backpedal or get back on that too long. But that's all I'll say. If shit goes bad, then don't whine.
Yeah, no, you don't get the right.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
all right.
you don't. You do not get the luxury of crying and singing the blues later. On to the next one though.
L.J. Brown, the man who swears that we're going to be in here for 3 hours. He says, hey, Blerd Coa, I know you did a video for the Flash trailer. I don't like talking about the video. It pissed me off. But now the hype has simmered for a few days. Do you think that they should have taken more ideal time to put Michael Keaton in a Batman Beyond movie? P.S. Maybach Carter 3 is a magic number, and as well, Savage Dragon missed you in Gen 13. I don't even want to answer the question because you referenced Savage Dragon. I'm gonna delete it.
This man. No, yeah, honestly, now that it's simmered down, I mean, I said it before. It should have just been a Batman movie. Just make Michael Keaton Batman movie. It would have sold. It did numbers. You didn't need Flash. Because if anything, Michael Keaton is the one that's selling the Flash movie. It's not the other way around. And I think Warner Brothers knows that.
I promise to God.
I think, and honestly, I do think that Warner Brothers Discovery knows that. They know that. They know the only reason people are going to go see this movie. The only way you can make this movie scandal proof is to put Michael Keaton in it because, fanboys are going to rush out to go see it. And I even saw some people in the political spectrum talking about this. Talking about how Michael Keaton being in the movie has made people forget about Ezra Miller's problematic behavior. And it's true. It's not wrong. It's true. But yeah, I do wish it was a Batman Beyond movie instead. And I don't even like Batman Beyond like that.
The last question we have in here is all you, because I have never watched not one episode from Urban Prince Strong Style. Good evening, Blerd and Carter. Question: which Kamen Rider is your favorite?
Oh, that's easy. So when it comes to Kamen Riders, I'm more of a Heisei era Kamen Rider fan. Basically, what that means is any of the Kamen Riders that came out after, I think it was like 2000. My favorite Kamen Rider, though, is do I have a good image of him? I think I have a good image of him. Let me see. No, that's not really a good image. Those aren't really good images. That's more of a cartoony image. Let's get a good one here. Let's get a good one. But no, my personal favorite is Kamen Rider Gaim. Kamen Rider Gaim is that dude for me. I think I've probably talked about him before on at some point or another. I'm pretty sure I have. I'm not gonna show any video though because Toei is out here. Toei is out here. I still remember catching a copyright strike a couple of years back. But this is the one I'm talking about. This is Kamen Rider Gaim, and I know what some people are thinking. When they first see Kamen Rider Gaim, they're like, the Kamen Rider with the fruit theme? That's the darkest show you'll ever watch. That show is dark. Kamen Rider Gaim is very much a fruit-themed season of Kamen Rider. Every Kamen Rider is themed after a piece of fruit. There is Gaim, who is himself the orange. There is a lemon. There is grape. I think there's even a watermelon one, but I think it's not. I think it's a mech, not so much a suit. There's durian. It's a whole, like, everyone in that season. Everyone in that season is themed after fruit. But it is the darkest, most heartbreaking story I think I've seen in a long time in anything. It stands to be my favorite season of Kamen Rider. So, and thus being my favorite Kamen Rider. But I would say a close second. A close second is Kamen Rider Build. Kamen Rider Build is like a very close second. And for those who are unfamiliar, this is Kamen Rider Build. But those are my two overall favorite riders, and I'll fight a mofo on that. That said, let's move on to our questions from chat. Remember, we're only going to do 5. I put one finger, but I meant 5. You know what I mean? Leave me alone.
Fifth flow.
Yeah, fifth flow. Brother man, fifth flow. Yeah, a little bit of sidebar here. I actually re-recorded part of a video because I said the number 4 in it, but I just threw up my hand real quick because I was just being, I move a lot when I talk, and I don't really think about my body language sometimes. But when I was going back and editing it, I realized the way I didn't throw up 5, but the way I threw up 4, I did it like this, and you could kind of see my thumb up. So people probably would have thought that would have the perception I would have said 5. That was throwing up 5, and I redid that part of the video. That just shows you how self-conscious I am sometimes. And
I see a lot of you all didn't do it, so I'll just say, make sure to put question in all caps.
Please.
So let us know. Yeah, please do that.
Also, I see a couple right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I tell you what, and that I will not. Super chats are another story. Super chats another story. I will. I will address those as well. This is actually one right here. LJ Brown with the 5 pounds says, I'm died. And Bergtown Music Group said the Blue Waffle Dimension. Why? Oh, I love it. Jerome says, question, are we more likely to see a Nova Prime solo movie or in a Champions movie? Does it matter if it's Richard Ryder or Sam Alexander? I don't think it matters. I would rather be Sam, though. Dick Ryder can go hang out somewhere else. Do it like Ant-Man. Have it like where instead of like focus on the newer hero and have the original one be more like a mentor. That's how I would do it personally. Let's see here. That's not a question, so I'm not. Yeah. Oh
yeah. Good questions.
Yeah. If it's not actually a question, I'm not gonna. I will read it, but I'm not gonna read it out loud.
Oh, here you go. Here's one from YouTube Noob. Has Blerd read any of the Marvel Ultraman comics or the current Common Rider 01 series?
Yeah, I haven't. So I've read some of Ultraman. I've read, I think, one issue of the 01 stuff, which I dug. Yes. I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. So those don't know. So the fun fact part, Kamen Rider Gaim, talking about the actor is Shinken Blue in Samurai, the Super Sentai series that was, you know, around the one that was used for Power Rangers Samurai. I think it was called Shinkenger. Yeah, Shinkenger. Yeah, that was what it was called. So yeah, sometimes there's crosstalk between like the actors. They usually were using actors for like one series versus like another. It's pretty cool. Also makes it interesting whenever they cross over. Someone usually ends up keeping a helmet on.
He got $5 Canadian from Superior Gold.
Ooh.
Are you guys fans of Transformers? If yes, where is the trailer reaction? Because there was a new trailer.
Yeah, there was a new trailer. I didn't do a reaction for it just because people barely watch the trailer reactions as it is. And I guess technically that should just be more incentive to do one to kind of get more eyes on it, but I don't know. I just didn't do it. I honestly
we didn't need to react to it because I already know I'm gonna go watch it because Beast Wars Optimus Primal is the only reason I am gonna go watch that fucking movie.
And I already knew about Unicron. I already knew about Unicron being in it. So that was at the time it was more of a rumor, but I was at least vaguely aware that Unicron was in, so I wasn't shocked by that. I was like, oh, okay, cool, they did it. I like Bumblebee. That's the only Transformers movie live action wise that I actually like. But this is a continuation of that, so I hope they learn some lessons from Bumblebee because Bumblebee was great. That movie's great. I don't like any of the previous ones. The first one's okay. But like Revenge of the Fallen and all I'm good on all that. Hiryunoshi asks, are y'all interested in the Armored Core game? Yes, I am very interested. That is, other than Jedi Fallen Order, that's probably my most anticipated game other than Jedi Fallen Order. Because I think I said this in another Discord server, not the Blerd Koa one, but in another one that Carter or I both mutually in. I have a saying that's very similar. Y'all know Big E from WWE, where he had the quote, "Big meaty men slapping meat." That's what I say about mechs. Big metal mechs slapping metal. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see every time. Let's see here. And then here we got one more here. This is from Felix. Says, I started reading Immortal X-Men, and quite frankly, that's the best X-Men I've read since Hoxpox, House of X Powers of 10. What Gillen books would you recommend I read when I catch up? Well, Once and Future is amazing. I love this book. It's Kieran Gill and Dan Mora. Fantastic story about a man named Duncan who finds himself thrust into the shenanigans of the lore and fantasy of the United Kingdom when King Arthur is resurrected from the dead, and the shenanigans that happen thereafter, where he has to work with his grandmother, Bridget, to stop it, because she used to work in a secret organization that dealt with stuff like this. I would also recommend, if you can find it, The Wicked and the Divine. Very good series about a similar situation, but a young lady being thrust into the world of gods.
You know, I'm laughing because I'm kind of salty I gave that to you. I kind of want to read it recently.
It's about Wicked and Divine. Dude, Wicked and Divine is fire. Wicked and Divine is fire.
Yeah.
Wicked and Divine. You know what? I'll also say, here's another one. Die. Very good book. Oh yeah, I love this. I love how on the sides it's got the dice layouts.
Okay.
So you got the D4, you got your D6, yeah, you got your D8, your D12, so on and so forth. Love it. Absolutely love it. Oh, and the D10. Forgot about the D10 down in there. D10. Love it. Absolutely love it. That is a book about a group of friends who are playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons, and they use a special die that the game master bought, and when they start playing the game, they all get sent to the actual world of die. Yeah, look at it. Read them a week.
Like these are the ones I have on the top of the shelf, so I can just grab them and start.
Oh yeah, dude, Die is great. Also, you know what it kind of reminds me of? If any of you ever watched the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon from back in the 80s, it's kind of like a what if those kids came back from the world of Dungeons and Dragons? What would their lives be like?
Yep.
Like, how would the world respond to children just going missing for 2 years and then mysteriously reappearing? And then also, what would happen if those kids got sent back, but as adults? Like, they finally got their lives vaguely together, and then somehow they get sent back again. Like, but none of it was fun. None of it was fun for them. Like, it was life or death. Like, it wasn't a game. It was real. That's what Die is. And it's amazing. Very amazing book.
Ernie, I think we did it.
Did we? We did do it.
Look at it. I'll take 22 minutes. I'll take it. I'll take 22 minutes.
He said no. He's like, we gotta go. I tell you what I might do, we may tweak the format. There may be some tweaking to it. Because I know everyone puts the questions in, and I know I want to read them all. I would love to read them all, but I know what'll happen. We'll be here. It'll be 3 hours, and I will be sitting here getting hangry. Carter will have somewhere he has to go, and that's usually what happens. Oh God. That said, Carter, do you have anything you want to announce before we get on down?
No.
He says no. We're gonna get this. He said no. He said no way. We're gonna make it under 2:30. He said we're gonna make it under 2:30. Yeah, we are gonna make it under 2:30. I'm gonna go play Jedi Survivor some more. Actually, I need to work on videos. I have 4 videos I need to be working on right now. Technically 10, but I'm being nice to myself. I think I guess the only thing I can say is that as far as like video stuff is related, keep it locked. I got more stuff coming out. I have lots of irons in the fire. For those of you who enjoyed the Darth Vader video, which, by the way, thank you for the reception on that. But please don't forget, make sure you click like on that video. Make sure you share that video. Put it everywhere. Send it to everyone, because I'm also going to start making, once as I make more videos, I'll make a Star Wars playlist for that, and then we'll kind of take it from there. But I do have another Star Wars video coming up. So, kind of keep it locked for that. There's also some more videos coming out for some stuff that came out this week. And for the Killadelphia stuff that I kind of hinted at earlier, there's definitely stuff for that as well. So yeah, definitely keep it locked. Make sure if you haven't done so already, click like on the way out. And if you're not subscribed, hey, click subscribe. We're getting really close. I think right now we're almost at 81. Okay, come on, we got it. Let's do this. Let's keep the push going so we can get to 100K. We can get there. I know we can. I believe in us, and I want to get there. I want to get there before we the end of the year. So let's make it happen. We're almost halfway. We're almost halfway to the year, and we're come on, help me out. Help me. But no, all that said, I want to thank everyone, all the people in the chat, lurkers, chatters, super chatters, channel members, patrons, people listening on Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, so on and so forth. Also, don't forget, leave a rating. And yeah, that's everything here. I thank you all so much, and I will see you all next time for Carter Presents. I'm the Blerd Without Fear. And Hogan, you can go to hell.